The FIFA World Cup is here. It's in Dallas. You pulling up? Bye, Eagles, bye. A.J. Brown is out in Philly. Let's see how he does in New England. Automatic gratuity. To tip or not to tip? That is the question. All that and more this week on Stucky Pod.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, man. Say, man. Doop. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast. Y'all know what's up in this stub.
Air week.
Yes, sir.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Hold on, before we do anything, I usually say I do nothing without the fam that I keep with me. Today, we're down one.
Down one.
Down one, man.
Put on
Shout out Corey's Corner.
Do not disturb.
Hey, it's FIFA time, and you know Corey's Corner is all about football, but he could also be about football. Maybe that's why he's out today. I don't know.
Do you believe what he said in the chat? He had a work event?
Yes.
Or do you
it's Swakuho or something. It's a big event.
No one knows what that is.
Y'all
Yeah, it's a big housing event happening right now.
Oh, wait. Yes, he's talked about that last year on the pod.
Yeah. It's
Well,
always
I
happens
thought
in
he didn't
summer.
want to show up to the pod because of A.J. Brown. Because I was going to fire his ass up. So I was like, damn, maybe
I
he
told
just
y'all
threw that
about
little
my
excuse
boy.
out there.
Hey, we got it. Hey,
I was like, maybe he threw the excuse
know
out there.
what?
I was going to get in there. Bye. He goes,
Hey,
bye. I was going to
watch
tear
your
y'all
mouth.
ass up
Hey,
today,
I'm
boy.
here. I'm here. What's up? You know what?
Bro, your
let's jump it
team
off.
is falling apart.
No, hold on. Before we do that, I do not. We're not the fam. I keep with me.
It's your boy B with Cooks. I'm here. I'm locked in. Talk shit. I'm hyper now. I got the Starbucks. Damn, we got to edit that out.
Please,
because you ain't pay us.
Give us a check first.
Yeah, get us a check first. And we'll edit that back.
Nice little check, sponsoring episode here or there. What up, everybody? It's Coach Hef, Higher Ed Fred in the building.
With the neons today.
Yeah.
But hold on, go back to AJ, boy. So now see Corey and I differ in the way we discuss AJ Brown. I told y'all boys about that boy. I told y'all.
I remember when he was reading the book on the sideline. I said, "Man, something going on."
Me and him
over
were
there.
different. We need to play the clip.
He don't look like he can read. He don't look like. I'm like, why are he reading the book?
Play the clip.
And they caught him. They said it was upside down.
Play the clip.
Boy,
you know what I want to ask AJ?
in Philly, man.
No. This how you know how committed I am to this story. Real quick, AJ. Y'all remember when he got his car stolen? AJ Brown got his car stolen?
Yes.
No,
me neither.
Okay.
I don't even.
So
we don't even. What is
there
that?
was a time when AJ Brown got his car stolen in Philly, right? And as
Of
we do
course.
in Philly, right? And I say we like I'm from Philly. I'm not. I'm just a Philly fan.
You might as well be.
Go Birds.
Yeah.
We held him down. Got that car back within 24 hours. It's at the crib, right? Now that we know the story,
The fact that it got stolen and he played for the Eagles. I thought y'all diehards and you love your team. Why y'all stealing that AJ Brown
Now
car?
that I know the story, I wonder, AJ, if it was stolen at all, or if it was just happened
to get it back in 24
First
hours.
of all, how's it getting stolen when you
Hold on,
protected
slow
by
down.
Big Dom?
Do we know the story? Is this because y'all don't understand the story?
I think we said that we don't know.
Yeah,
the
we're
story.
Cowboys fans. We don't. What is this?
So AJ Brown and Hassan were Hassan. What's his last name? Oh my goodness. he moved to a different team. But anyway, they were beefing before he left.
Okay,
AJ
bet.
Brown and Hassan. Okay.
Okay.
Why? Because this is all alleged, by the way, AJ Brown. I'm not saying this happened, and I hope this didn't happen, by the way. This is just a story that's out there. You'll address it one day.
Yeah.
But they both were sharing a side piece in Camden, New Jersey. Hold on, in Camden, New Jersey. He comes to our quarterback and says, "Hey man, you my boy, hold me down. Old boy's tripping over old girl, hey, hold me down." And QB1 was awesome, like, "Bro, I'm here to play football."
He said, "I'm making this money."
Yeah, like, what you doing, bro?
Yeah.
I'm trying to play some football. So that turned into, that's why we're 4-0. You talking about requesting a trade. How we 4-0, you want to request a trade? Because that's when stuff started popping. Now, back to the car being stolen, allegedly. When they went to go find it, apparently the car was in Camden.
Went to go find her.
No, the car, remember he said it was stolen now, but it was stolen.
We don't remember.
Yeah,
so this
I'm
is all
just
new
saying.
to us.
Yeah,
But he said it when they found the
This
car.
is a
it was
lot
in
of
Camden.
peasantry.
I'm just saying.
So do we have a Stucky situation? The Eagles.
Yeah, because
Come on,
it sounded
Bird.
like he was in a Stucky
He's a
situation.
Patriot now.
Yeah, he was stuck.
Oh, and we on you about that AI picture, bro. The AI picture of him wearing a Tom Brady jersey.
See,
But that's everybody media.
This is why
Stucky,
Cowboy come
Stucky
to the
situation.
Dallas
Nah,
Cowboys.
he's not an
Agree.
Eagle no more. He's in a different jersey.
Where's he?
So you don't
New
care.
England. You were right. Buy Eagles, buy.
yeah.
I told you we don't
Get
play
up out of
that.
here.
So he don't care about it. Hey, so we got a Stucky situation this week, but it is June, everybody. So you know how June is. We do this every year, and it is a NPJ. That stands for No Pause June. All right, and what that means is all June. So all the episodes that we release for June will have a counter. That'll be me. I will go through every episode, and every time we pause or say the word pause, we will make a big donation at the end of the month to a LGBTQ organization. either locally or national, and we'll release that information come July. Okay, so this is just something we do every year to support all of our members, both LGBTQ, straight, don't matter. So No Pause June. Just be ready for it. And let's get into the Stucky situation, unless y'all got something to add on to it.
How big?
How big of the donation?
Yeah, how big?
Let's talk about it.
Real big?
$1 per pause.
Real big?
Hold on, what that don't count. And also,
Well, yeah.
by donation,
Real
you
big?
mean Jeremy paying the donation.
Yeah, fat, big.
Yeah.
What
A
kind
dollar per pause. Why would I pay it?
a lot of bees.
a lot of bees.
See, yeah, he's. Yeah,
$1 per pause.
I'm trying to get them guys out. I'm trying to put them to the test.
A dollar per pause.
But again, before we start saying big and they think thousands and all that, what we donating, bruh?
We donating cash to an organization.
How much cash?
It's $1 per pause. So
$1 per pause. Okay, you scared me. You said how big, and I was like, oh.
yeah. Well, hopefully, it's
Well, I
not
was
that
also
big.
glitching because I was like, dang, I want to say it, but I can't. Yeah. But anyway,
So it's $1 per pause. So and then we will get a grand total at the end of the month.
I think I'm gonna win. Can we have a bigger bet?
You're
Whoever-
not gonna win because I crushed y'all last year. This wasn't even a challenge. So you were in competition with them.
That's cool.
Not
Just
with
tell me
me.
I suck without telling me I suck.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Watch, I'm at 0 for the month. I won't be a contributor.
Look, so we starting now. Okay.
Perfect.
So we have a Stucky situation this week. This one is coming from someone who's anonymous. Why you gotta be anonymous? All right. And this one says, my wife and I got into one of the worst arguments of our marriage over a true crime documentary. We watched the Mackenzie Shirilla case, and afterward, my wife said, I hope one day people can forgive her. She was young, and she clearly needed some help. I asked, who is people? She said, society. I said, society doesn't get to forgive someone on behalf of dead people or their families. She told me I was being harsh and that forgiveness is a part of the healing process. I said, maybe for the people who are actually harmed, but for strangers, online forgiving her feels more like entertainment than healing itself. That made her mad. She said I was acting like anyone who feels compassion for Mackenzie is disrespecting the victims. I told her compassion is fine, but I think there's a difference between compassion and trying to soften the consequences because the person convicted is young, emotional, or relatable. Then she said, I just don't believe one decision should define a person forever. I said some decisions permanently define other people's lives. That has to matter too. Now she says I made her feel like a bad person for believing in grace. Am I wrong for telling my wife that forgiveness is not something strangers should hand out when the victims' families are still living with the loss?
You want to know what the real problem is?
What's that?
Because I always got to take the funny route. He didn't start Euphoria, bro.
What I told you.
Bro.
Did you watch it?
Bro.
Did you watch it?
Euphoria is just...
Did you watch all of it, though?
That's your problem. See, the problem is
man.
she's mad because you didn't bring Euphoria to her.
Yeah,
There's 8 episodes of just pure
But what does that have to do with the price of beans in Mexico?
Well, he did say he's bringing the funny part to this. Yeah,
See,
but also,
how did you start this?
But also,
did you say he brought the what movie or whatever he played? What did he play in the beginning of this?
It was a documentary.
It was
about,
a documentary
Mackenzie
about
Shirilla.
That's your
Mackenzie
problem.
Shirilla.
Yeah, you should have played that Euphoria.
You should have played the Euphoria. I'm trying to give you game.
So don't watch documentaries.
That's
especially ones that are controversial that you know are going to cause.
when Euphoria is out.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to tell you now that
8
the way
episodes
to
of
get
gas.
unstuck, it's 8 episodes of gas. He's exactly right, bro.
Oh my god!
But I'm on episode 3.
Oh,
Because I ran 1 and 2 back twice.
Because it's too good.
Yeah,
I
it
told
was
you, it's
too
too
good.
good.
But
It's just-
anyway, I know that it doesn't answer your question, but I'll let them.
Do y'all know what this story
yeah.
is?
So this is Mackenzie Shirilla in 2022. She was in a car that she was driving. I guess got in an argument with her boyfriend, who the friend of the boyfriend was also in the car. Drove 100 miles an hour to have an accident on purpose. Essentially, killed the 2 boys. She survived it.
Yeah.
Was she convicted?
Yeah, she was convicted 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the issue is, this is obviously a controversial topic. It's almost like politics, inside of a home, specifically inside of a marriage. We get it, but these are the kind of things why I am a huge believer in somebody who did not do this. So I'm not trying to stun on people when I say this, but I'm a huge believer of premarital counseling. You get to work through some of these little nuances about differences you may have morally, so that this doesn't come up within the marriage and it turns into whatever this is. You know what I'm saying?
Turns into one of the biggest arguments y'all have ever had.
and also let's not dramatize it so much. At the end of the day, you're gonna be in seasons with your wife. In the first point of this is you're gonna have seasons. So
100%.
a big argument is just argument, bro. At the end of the day, when you look back, this will be a nothing burger. Just what you want to do is talk about, okay, what triggered you here? Like try to get to the point of like what opened you up here. Why do you feel this so strongly about this? I didn't say it.
I know.
See how you know? So is it implied?
Yeah.
If it's implied, is it a strike?
No, yes. I think
It's
that's
implied.
a great call.
If it's implied, it's a
If you
strike.
give a Karen noise,
He's not here. Let's vote on it.
listen. If you give a Karen noise after, that's the same.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
let's put
last year
last year.
last year we did only the word.
Sure,
But okay.
sure, but that was implied too
And
heavy.
the way he did it,
Yes.
he cut you off. It really should be $2.
You understand?
What?
It really-
No,
it really-
because
y'all
he was really
tripping.
in his bag.
Hope y'all
Bro,
ca-
the
hope y'all
take
caught
was
that.
great.
Hope y'all caught that.
It was great take.
I was really in the middle of a good one.
So we're now adding implied to that, not just pause,
sure.
but also
Notice
Don't
Like-
say it like that, like
Yeah,
it's
come
a
on.
problem. You did
No,
it.
you-
No, it's not a
did it.
problem.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
okay.
about that life, but it is what it is.
Whoa.
See, he tried. See how he tries to.
We got it.
What are y'all saying? Wouldn't woe be one of them? Wouldn't that be the same thing?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, he's.
I'm
you
out of there.
trying
I
to-
lost
now you
it.
trying
You
to-
lost it. But
mental gymnastics.
let's get my
here,
boy
like,
Unstuck
come on.
real quick. Hold on. Let's
Yes,
get
get
back
him
to my
Unstuck,
boy.
yeah. Go back
Long
to the
story
point.
short, my boy,
Yes.
this is just an argument, bro. Get off the gas. At the end of the day, y'all, you gonna argue about a lot more. Do they have kids? Did he say they have kids or anything?
But
If you don't have
premarital
kids,
counseling, that
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah,
no,
'cause
seriously.
at the end of the day, there's going to be something that pops up within the counseling before you get married that's going to allow you to address these types of conversations
and
way
triggers, like you said.
That's what I'm saying, way ahead of time versus being in the marriage and then trying to figure it all out. But yeah, bro. At the end of the day, B. Will was right, bro. Throw that before you're on, bro. Get,
Y'all
to,
tripping.
get to the age.
Have you seen it?
Oh,
No, I actually haven't. I'm waiting. I'm about to get
Have you
into
seen
this
season
weekend.
1 or 2?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I shouldn't ask. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Okay,
you
you're
know,
right.
I'm,
Yeah,
I
okay.
live in
Yeah, I'm
cinematography, bro. I live
What
in
they call
the
it,
world.
cinephile?
Yes.
One for me, baby.
yeah, but why did they give it such a bad rating?
That-
man? It's just insane.
You know, that's an excellent question. I actually don't know the answer to that one. I can't tell you why. I got
Before you
that
get
rating.
serious, real quick, is cinephile like? Doesn't that sound crazy?
It does sound.
What is
Okay, I
cinephile?
just want to make.
A cinephile is a person who is like a movie file, someone movie and TV shows. Like
Bro,
Can't we just
Die
choose
Hard.
other words for things?
Because it's
Why?
cinema.
Thank you.
But the
file,
file
like-
part just
Yeah.
and maybe we've defiled the file.
Yes, that's pretty
You
much
know
what
what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
is people have made file a bad name.
Oh,
But
Jeez.
so here's what I have to say to that. Like the one thing you talked about is that strangers are handing out forgiveness, and this is the phrase that you used. And I think I want to point that part out. The people who can hand out forgiveness are the victims and their families. Those are the people who can. Anybody else is handing out acceptance, their own version of closure, but handing out also is one of the things I want to focus on too. They're not handing anything out. Girls in jail for 15 years. Now here's the concern that some may have that with that argument. Are you saying that after she served the 15 years, the world still needs to hate her? That's a deeper question. She served her time. I mean, assuming she's going to go all 15 years, right? Well, she can't actually get parole until she served her 15 years.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming I think the sentence was 15 to 25, and she has to
It's
get
the
15.
people not being alive that's going to make this difficult.
Right,
Because if they're-
100%.
yeah.
But what he's saying is like random strangers can't hand out forgiveness, and that's just not what happens in the world. Like forgiveness is only for those who are impacted, right? Like, for lack of not only for those who are impacted, but what I'm saying is, I don't know Mackenzie. I'm not forgiving her. I would say that I understand she was young, blah, blah, blah.
Empathy.
But, right. But I'm not forgiving her. That I don't have that power. That's Mackenzie's family, or the two victims and their family. That's for them to hand out that forgiveness, is what I'm saying. And so when you look at that argument, because you said that you made your wife feel bad because she is doling out grace, or for believing in grace, your wife believes that she deserves grace. After serving her 15 years, she deserves grace. If you made her feel bad about that, that's a different conversation. It's not forgiveness, it's grace. And those are different things. And again, it's for different people. And your wife has the right, just like you have the right to be pissed about her even after them 15 years, she has the right to hand out grace.
Yeah, my favorite line right now, especially in my marriage, is two things can be true.
Yes, and
things can
in
be
most situations, not all, but most situations.
I would say 99.9.
no,
Yeah, in most situations.
Everybody has their own experience.
Yeah, what you want me to say, that you didn't experience something the way you experienced it?
100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
oh,
your
it's hot
experience
outside.
might be fraud,
Yeah.
but it's still just a fraud experience that you feel.
I can't. Again, this is there's a deeper conversation behind that. We
Facts.
talked about that last year too. Like, I don't got to engage in the crazy. I mean, if you want to say whatever you want to say, go for it. Now, whether or not I engage in the crazy, that's a whole nother conversation. But I can still allow you space to have your crazy.
Facts.
But yeah, I kind of understand Buddy a little bit because when he's saying forgetting, I think he's talking about like judgment from people.
Yeah. And I think that's where he's coming from is like he feels like, but he's saying like the world should still judge, the world should hate or whatever. And that's not necessarily what she's saying, right? She's just saying that, okay, she was young, she made a mistake. She's now serving her time. When she's done, right? Like you have to either accept that this is the justice system or you got to hate all of the system, right?
Yeah.
She got 15 years. Some people think it could have been more, but okay, she got 15 to 25, right? With 15 being when she can get paroled. So if she serves her 15 and she gets paroled, she has served time for her crime.
Yeah.
That's the grace that the wife is talking about. Like, okay, she did it. She got to come out to the world and be a new person. But, you know, there's some constituents about, or that's not the right word, but either way it goes, there's some situations regarding whether she was on medicine, whether she was in a mental state that caused it. And because she was in that state, that's the reason why she shouldn't have been charged. But she's been filing appeals and all of that stuff went away. She's officially jailed, or in prison. So, that's some of the concern as well. Like people are trying to lessen the impact that she made because she did this. What now people are trying to say because of the drugs or because of her mental illness, that's why she did that. And that would then lessen the sentence, right? But too late that those appeals have been exhausted. 15 to 25 is the sentence and 15 is the minimum before parole.
And that's what you get for watching those docuseries. What you should be exhausted about is the writing room for Euphoria. Whoever those writers are exhausted. The way they write is unbelievable.
But in all seriousness, though, I know I was joking around, but T's and P's to the people that pass. Usually people, too. I heard about the story.
The boyfriend and his friend.
If I don't know enough information about it, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that Euphoria is, just like you said, bro, you can put a counter on that. Count that. Like, which I'm like, when I looked up the ratings, who was a Rotten Tomatoes? Everybody.
Everybody.
They had like in 30s and 40s.
Yeah, trash it. I can't. I don't know what they're watching.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah, what are y'all watching?
Oh, look at my hands. This is what happens when you drink Starbucks and you sweat and you had a long day. But this is the part of the show that I hope you like. It's called Gas or Pass. This is where we rate food so you don't waste your money. It goes, company send us products. We send it through the grinder. The grinder's PCTs, package cost safes. And then, can they survive that bad boy? I guess there's only one thing left to say. I'll find one of these things. We'll do rap snacks, man, because I'm going to bring them back. So, last episode, he was like, how come you didn't bring the chips? So, I have the chips and rap snacks. You're going to the grinder. So, I only brought one flavor. I had 3 flavors. I'll let y'all taste it. Y'all tell us the packaging. Y'all look that over, but real quick. Rap Snacks have a box of 3 chip flavors. It's made in avocado oil. It's supposed to be non-GMO, all those good things. It was $44 for the whole box of chips. Did y'all see the video or no?
Yeah, but I didn't see 44 for how much? How many
36 bags, I think. About 36.
That's not bad.
Okay, yeah, it's not bad.
$44, and I got it off of Amazon. But look at the presentation.
So
packaging.
$1.25 per bag, almost.
Just about. Get your numbers ready. I forgot what I rated it anyway, so I can do this with y'all.
Do we open first to do packaging as well?
If you want to.
Because remember to open I don't have it, but the opening is important. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say I already felt it. I was like, because I already did this. Get your numbers ready and
yeah, so we can make it like divided by 3. You go ahead, score.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, let go.
Ding! Lottery.
Yeah, we're starting to catch up.
Yeah, we're starting to get it.
We're in flow state.
Y'all, one of y'all go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 7 because a couple of ticks off the top. One is like I get it's Rap Snacks, right? But when I look down at the bottom, it's got all these ingredients for the flavor. It felt like a run-on sentence reading all the ingredients, which I know I need to know, but maybe we give it like a cool name for all these flavors. I don't know. Like, you know how Dorito came up with like Cool Ranch.
Well, they say all in one or all in.
Yeah, I get it, but like maybe that's what it is. Keep it at all in. This is a lot below it, so I just was looking at it like What?
It's a lot of flavors. I didn't even recognize that.
Yeah.
I was like, what flavor is this? I thought it was just gonna be avocado.
But that
oil.
confused me, so that's why I took a point off.
But everything else
about
about it
you?
is good.
Yeah.
Do you like the Snoop on the front?
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
It's
Snoop,
rap
Snoop is gonna sell, bro.
Even
It's
after
rap
the
pack.
Trump rally?
Snoop is gonna sell, so you gotta put him on there.
Even after the Trump rally, you got it? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. You know, I'm cool. So let's go ahead and do the taste. You know, since we switched it up now, I already tasted it, but
Even smells
Get
like
your
it's got a
crunches.
lot of flavors in there. Shout out to the avocado oil part.
yeah, let me get some more tea for taste.
I know what they did right here. I see what he did. I know why he did all
Did
that.
not see what he did.
I'm gonna crack him.
Get y'all's numbers in. Oh, he.
No, I know
thinking.
exactly what he did.
Oh, you know the cheat code.
No, I know exactly
Get
what
your
he did.
numbers in 3. Oh, I already showed it. 2, 1.
So you got the lowest, Jeremy. Why?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, man. Like, I think it would have been better if the salt and vinegar wasn't mixed. Salt and
okay.
vinegar is like
one of the other. You're saying.
yeah, like salt and vinegar. I think it's giving me a weird aftertaste.
So you don't like salt and vinegar?
No, I love salt and vinegar, but I think mixing it with all of them is
All
giving
this
me
stuff,
like
okay.
a weird taste to it.
Let me tell you why I gave it a high taste or a high number. Because all they did was made their version of voodoo chips.
That's what you're supposed to do.
It's a voodoo chip, but your version of it, and it tastes high quality. Like it don't taste like low quality to me.
You know how you get those bag of chips and then they got those, we'll say Doritos, and then they got that one dark Dorito that you find that's super seasoned. It's like they got a whole bag of that.
But see, the first chip I bit, I didn't get that, but then the second one I did.
So they're
Like,
fraud.
Yeah, the first chip, that's why I went for a second one because I was like,
You get the
Yeah.
numbers on ours for the
Yeah.
taste? Okay, bet. And then the cost, like I already told you, is the $44 for the bag.
Yeah.
The box. That's up to y'all to really vote on that. I really just wanted to get their taste. That's not really the main show. The main show is the next thing.
Yeah.
This is just to get it. I might clip it up, do the whole shebang.
still get your score though, just in case. So
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
keep the math
Oh,
right.
okay, bet.
I'm ready when y'all.
I'm not ready.
In 3, 2, 1.
I'm very surprised at your score.
Wow.
I'm very surprised at your score.
Yeah, I want to hear why
Really?
at 5.
Yeah.
I forgot what I said in the video, but I think $44 for a box of chips is crazy.
Have you bought chips lately?
Yeah, I had, that's
But a
why I
box
think
of
it's crazy.
36
But that's why I
and,
think it's
and
crazy.
breaking it down to
You know I be
$1,
buying boxes. I got
a
Costco,
dollar
Sam's, and
25 a
BJ's.
bag is not that bad for like his name.
But I think the market for that is in the 20s. Just me personally. Now again, rap
20
snacks-
for 36 bags.
yeah. That's well, we could probably look it up right now.
Yeah,
so I
because
ain't
that
making
party
sure right now.
pack,
I could be
is
lying.
like $38 for the.
I
for-
thought they were like in the 20s.
No, it's like a
could be wrong.
36 pack. Right, the Ruffles thing is like a 36 pack for like 38 or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember what
Let me
it
see.
is. That's why I said it was a decent price.
So look, look, but these are the actual brand of the thing. So
Yeah.
Uber Eats $23 for kettle brand chips, 36, 42 count of Frito-Lay chips, $20 at Kroger's.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're in that price range, and I get that you're a small business, but and I get it. You got Snoop, so anytime you have Snoop, the price go up. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But for a box of chips, bruh, like that, I just think that 40 is crazy. Now, if you would have said 30 something, even if you would have did the old Trickaroo, which is $38.99,
Yeah.
$39.99,
Yeah.
I would have rolled with you.
No, I
but
mean,
when you're in the 40s and you don't even care, hitting us with 44,
Here's why I'm okay with it. All them Frito-Lay chips, none of them made with avocado.
because your money long.
Well, no,
the
Just tell the real truth. Tell the real truth.
no, the avocado. No,
be honest.
listen,
He got-
Tell them how
IRS,
much land and
IRS,
all
I'm
this
broke.
stuff you got.
I'm broke, Iris. Hey, what did
Tell
Sean?
how many
hey,
karate classes
What did
Screw
Sean?
take
No,
per
what
day?
did Sean Wayne say? He was working on WB stiff for We Broke. Hey, listen, I don't got it. No, hey, avocado oil. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts,
Frito-Lay is probably
facts.
cooked in
That's a
some,
good
in
point.
some bacon poop.
Yeah, real talk. That's why the price is low.
So
You
I'm cool
figured
with
it
that.
out.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
That's a good point. Total it up, sir.
All right. So for packaging, 7s across the board equals 7 on average. And what's 7?
Mid.
All right. For cost, it came out to 7.3, rounding that down to 7. What is that?
Mid.
And then we got taste, 7.6. That gets rounded up to 8. And what is that?
Gas.
All right. So all that being said, 7 plus 7 plus 8, 22 divided by 3, you get 7.3 overall product. Mid. Okay. It's, hey, I'm not mad.
Right,
yeah, that's a high mid
eight
too.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all around. But this one is the one. This one is the
this?
one. Okay. All over social media, they got a company called Kessler. Kessler Baking Studio. I always get that
I've
bacon.
seen
Bacon.
this.
But anyway,
I have
I've
not.
seen
So I'm
this.
kind of freaking out right now.
they're
why haven't I
known
seen
for
it?
their cinnamon rolls. They're
I've
out of
seen
Dallas.
this.
I think they're like in Oak Cliff,
Mhm.
around that area. They're known for their cinnamon rolls. When I walked in there, they didn't have any fresh ones left because they sell out every freaking day. And they even tell you on the website, make sure you order it ahead of time because they sell out crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But they had them in the freezer section. Oh my God, guys. So what I did was she said, hey, make sure they're room temp, put it in the oven on 275 and bake it for 20 to 30 minutes. And that's what I did. And you can feel it now.
Okay,
you know I ain't
but
lying.
while you're feeling that, is
yeah,
that the
very
package
warm.
that it came in?
Yes.
Bro.
Okay.
Now, thank you. Now, it's still warm, right?
Yes,
So just so you know I'm not allowed to touch it, just so the world knows.
Yeah, it's still warm.
It's still warm. So that is the package. We're doing the PCTs. Kessler Baking
When you
Studio.
bought it, it was like that right there?
Yes,
Exactly like that.
Kessler Baking Studio. You're going to the grinder. Yes, this is how I bought it. It had saran wrap with the instructions on the back. Matter
Okay.
of fact, just so you know I ain't lying.
Yeah, let me see it. Let me see
Come
it.
on, like I got.
Okay,
That's
let
the
me.
big joker, boy. It's the big joker.
All right, so okay, because I was okay. That
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
things. That
You thought
changes things.
you thought I didn't bring it right.
That
Well,
changes-
no, yeah. Well, and I saw something at the beginning, but then I had to look closer. I don't know if you saw me.
You see it? Hold on, get the beep. We're here. This is how it came. It came wrapped, and
with
then it
it.
had the instructions on the back.
I'm with it.
Yeah, while we get your score and then start.
get your
start
numbers in.
slicing.
I got
3,
mine already.
2, 1.
B Wood, you low man.
Yeah, what's up?
Have y'all been there?
Nah.
Now, I've seen this online though. I have seen this a lot.
I get it, but I feel like it should just be. I know. Oh, well, what do you expect? Like, oh, come on. No, I there's another level I think they can hit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, that's why. I
Just
give it
for
an
what you just the way it looks. It's almost like Crumble Cookie, how they give you the pink box, even though the cookies suck.
Yeah,
they're
trash.
pass.
Yeah, sorry.
But they give you the pink box, and it has those like what's the word I'm looking for? Sleek, like great looking black letters on it, and it just pops. If they find their pocket for this, and I get it, it's frozen. I would even up the price to even whatever. I can't say the price yet, but I would even up the price $5 more because the box, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It does. It gives
slicing.
small business vibe.
Oh.
It gives small business.
yeah,
Yeah,
it does
gives
get
small business. But from what I'm seeing about it, it gives big business taste. So we about to find out.
You had him out. I don't know what happened to him.
What?
The knife.
The knives, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, we got gloves, so I'm sure we can. Y'all can just break me off a piece. Break me
I'm
off
about to say, y'all
a
got
piece.
2 hand gloves. So break it right
phone.
there. Break it right there because
I was gonna give you the whole one.
I only have 1 glove, so just break it off while you're there.
Okay.
I just need some, as y'all know, because y'all used to make fun of me, extra icing.
Yeah, boy.
Go ahead, give
I'll
me.
get that later.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, you know you're not as me.
Oh, there it is. We ready?
Bruh, oh my, the smell.
Yeah, I can. Right off the bat, I'm already like, excited.
I'm hyped about this. bruh.
Let's give it a little close up, and I already did earlier.
Yeah, I'm so hyped about this.
Wait, let's
All right.
see.
I'm
And
low-key
you
jealous
probably want to
get
do it
home.
right here in that little spot. This is our angle spot. T for taste.
Let's get it. Oh, I can't even pick this thing up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you know we gotta get 2.
Man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out number 1.
Okay. Hold on one more time.
I gotta hit it one more time.
I don't know.
I gotta go back.
Hey yo.
If I have more icing,
Hey yo.
I need more icing.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, let me hit that. That's brown butter. Y'all take the brown butter somewhere in there?
Mm-hmm. Hey yo.
Hey, English. Oh, yeah, get your letters. I
Letters
can't even
and
think
numbers.
right now.
Your letters and numbers, bro.
He in coma.
Hold on, hold on.
Yeah, you gonna see us be snacking on this the entire episode, man.
Kessler. Oh,
Hold on.
I'm getting too happy.
Hold on.
Ooh, if that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. I get
Hold
it.
on. I'm ready.
3,
And I already feel like I'm gonna be the odd man.
2, 1.
Let's freaking go.
All right.
Oh,
why did you
Take
take a
them
point?
home.
Why
No,
did you take
you
a point
take
off?
them home,
All right,
boy.
I'm gonna tell you why I took a point
Yeah,
off.
you take them home.
I want that glaze to be sweeter.
Yes,
That
I agree.
Cream
Come on,
cheese.
boy.
What is it? Cream
Give it
cheese?
to me.
Yeah.
Is it cream cheese?
If I could be wrong, but it tastes like a cream cheese butter, like brown
Bro,
butter
listen,
icing or
the,
something.
the
It's
delicate,
something a
the
little
delicate,
different.
the delicate texture of the icing is perfect.
Yes.
It just cannot be cream cheese. It has to be something sweeter. I don't know what I don't know how to tell you to make it sweeter.
Just probably like more brown sugar. More sugar,
Keep in mind, I gave you a 9. So
yeah.
like,
We're real. He like we're just trying to find.
If
something.
I can make it
like,
perfect,
yeah.
I would literally say the only reason this is not perfect because I just want the cream cheese to be sweeter.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I love a good sweet icing to counteract the savory of cinnamon sugar.
Look, my whole thing is I'm indulging, right?
Yeah, and I'll give you this.
All right,
like
make me indulge.
this is good. And here's why I say that. This was frozen. You had to put it in the oven. And it had to travel here. We drove 30 minutes to get here, right? It's still warm. I would take this as like if someone asked me to bring desserts, this is a very simple. Now the cost is important, but this is a very simple thing. Let me just throw it in my oven real quick, and then bring it to the party. Yeah. And then these are big. I could cut these in half, and make it work.
Implied.
Nah.
No, it's not. I want to say it.
No,
You literally said I want to say
No, we got no.
Is that what you said? I didn't hear it. Is that what you said?
It's on the mic.
Is that an imply?
If
literally
that's what you said, I want to say it.
I thought it was a certain sound.
No. Because if you say I want to say it, that's
implication.
Yeah, implication.
Any implication.
So now we at one.
But
But anyway.
eye raises.
The eye raise is crazy. The eye raise is that's gonna be intense.
No long side
see
look.
me
You know this
looking
one right
like
here.
this
You like this? Look. You like. None of them.
Hey, at the end of the day, this
No
is
whistles.
It's war. It's war. I'm catching everything. I'm catching every implication possible. That's a big word.
This is fire. I'm not gonna lie. I really like it, but I do need a sweeter icing.
For me, it's just more icing. I just need, and that literally, I
more,
baked it. I put the top back on and brought it to you. That's it. I didn't do nothing else. It's pure, just whatever they gave me. I bet you if that thing was fresh, because when I first got it, it looked like there was a lot of icing there, like everything that you wanted.
Yeah, because it was to the edge. Yeah,
and it just after a while just soaked in and all that stuff.
I mean,
but
which is good, but again, even if it's soaked in, it wasn't sweet enough.
I just know that fresh. I just knocked it off because regardless, I don't care if I waited an hour. If you're good, you're good.
Yeah,
like that's just what it is. But I bet you fresh.
Okay, let's get the cost.
The cost. It is
Cost for these two.
just two.
Okay.
$12. $12 for two.
I'm not gonna lie, that's on par with Cinnabon.
Hold on, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah, get your
Just
numbers.
put on the number.
Yeah, he talking about on par. This ain't golf.
You know what I meant though.
Let's see. I'm gonna let you. In 3, 2, 1. Okay.
I'm upside down.
I think it's perfect.
Okay.
I think it's a perfect
Did you
price
go between
because
7 and 8?
No, I went between 9 and 8.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, I think it's a really good price because that's industry standard right now for like gourmet donut or a big cinnamon roll like that. You're paying around $5 to $8, right? If I went to a gourmet donut place, I can get like a 3 or 4 of them for like $20-something for the big ones. So I mean, that's for a pastry that size. That's typical. So I actually like the price. I think it's priced perfectly. And again, I'd pay a little bit more to make sure you put more sugar in that cream cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I'd pay $15 for those two.
If that cream cheese or if the icing was sweeter, I think I would have went 10s across the board.
That's what I'm saying. It was just
But I kind of like how they leave it open though, because I guarantee if you probably get more icing or something, it would be.
Well, just
You know,
sell
hit
it
the
on the
spot.
side.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're gonna go buy
I could have
one
probably
frozen-
bought some on the side.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I still think the icing isn't sweet enough. It's not about more icing.
No,
It's
it just
just
needs
about
sweetness.
it needs to be a little bit sweeter.
yeah.
And not a lot. It really isn't a lot. It just needs a little bit more sweetness. But
Go ahead.
Still
you
fire.
go. Okay, I'm about to say I think for frozen, I think it's like I think it could be $9.99 or $8.99. And the only reason why I say that is because you have them frozen like that. Maybe you don't want this as your audience, but food stamps. I mean,
okay, what is
Yeah.
do you know what the cost is when it's fresh? Is there a difference in cost?
No,
Or
I
they're
didn't
selling
check
it
that.
just straight up? Because if the cost is the exact same as the fresh one, then I would almost go higher because then to package, to seal, and everything else is going to cost them more, but they're keeping the cost the same.
Well, I mean, but you got them doing work though. You got them actually putting in sweat equity. It's
What they
cold.
gotta do is sell it in fours.
Yeah.
Let's
but-
get you unstuck. Sell it in fours in the freezer pack.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but really, they locked in. But again, we're just giving you some.
Yeah, just
more info
again.
'cause you really
And that's just
locked
because
in.
we wanted to give you 10. Just
Yeah.
All right, so here we go for packaging. Total score 23 divided by 3. That's a 7.6 rounded up to 8. So what's packaging? Gas. All right. Taste. 9's across. Divided by 3 is 9 straight up. So what's 9? Gas. And you got cost. Total of 26. Divide that by 3. That's an 8.6 rounded up to 9. What is that? Gas.
There ain't nothing else. So you could just tell from our reaction,
Overall
like, come on.
score 8.6 rounded up to 9. What is that? Gas.
We
Let's
already
go,
know, man.
Hey, what's the name of this place again?
Kessler's
Kessler's baking
baking studio. And again, that's probably not their audience. I could tell from just the building and
I'm about to say, don't even reach
customer
over here,
service
bro.
was
Finish it.
phenomenal. Oh, I had their chocolate chip cookie. Fire.
Fire too.
Oh, really?
So they baking over there.
Yeah,
They
they're outside.
baking.
And it's black on. They're
Oh,
outside.
hey, what's up, baby?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro,
Talk to
the
'em.
middle of the...
That's what I'm saying, bro. They go hard now. They're
Bro,
one
this
step
is
away.
frozen. And you gotta let it sit room temp.
Hey,
You
on my
gotta
mama,
bake it.
if that icing was sweeter, I'd never go to Cinnabon again.
you know what? I get with you on that one.
I'm dead serious.
Nah, I'm going to Cinnabon.
No.
not with- if
I
this
am
was
now.
sweeter?
I am now. But I'm saying if they had maybe one more cup of sugar in there somehow.
Well, I'm not driving. Their only location is Dallas.
Yeah, I'm not driving to Dallas,
Mansfield?
but if I was
Well, I
in
mean, I
Dallas-
work downtown. So,
This in Mansfield, bro?
bro, man, they would kill.
Kessler and Mansfield
They
would
would
be.
destroy.
Hey, so we putting you on game. Open
Be
up
sure.
another
Pull
spot. Come over to the mid-city area.
What we on now? We on a.
Well, you know what? That's actually good. It sounds like we're doing a debate. So let's get into Stucky debates.
All right, we're doing what's on the thing.
you can do
what's on the
anything.
list?
Whatever you wanna do.
If you got any?
All right, look, this one's a little bit of a touchy topic to me, but y'all got the business mindset, so let me run this for y'all real quick. We talking about college loans. I got 2 debates as it relates to college loans. Obviously, bankers and everybody else are going to say one thing. First thing on the debate, interest on college loans. Yay or nay? How do you feel about it?
Should you pay it?
Charging interest on loans, yeah. On the college loans. Not every other loan, just college loans.
Back me up. Pause. There goes $1.
Yeah.
Why would why would so make it make sense to me for a second? Why shouldn't there be interest?
Yeah, I'm with interest.
No. I'm asking for
okay.
the crowd
Oh, okay.
because it sounds like every other loan that's ever been in existence that has an interest. So why would it not be? Just so the crowd understands.
Well, because most people are, in the world of education, most people are talking about education being free, so on and so forth. Then, Biden's law had passed with killing that interest as well as killing the payments for a while. There's pros and cons to it. Like, for example, me personally, the interest rate is so high for all the loans. Like, it's going to take a lot of years, right? And on top of that, had I just not had to accrue interest, it would make the payments easier, right? Make it more reasonable for people who are coming out of college to make those payments. I'm one of those people. There's a lot of people who are just like, I'm not paying my loans, blah, blah, blah. I've never been that guy. I've always wanted to pay off my loans. But as the interest is so high and it just keeps compiling, it is so difficult to pay.
yeah.
It just really, and then I'll actually, so we already kind of have what our answers are. I'll kind of tag this into the next thing. The college loan payment considerations. Here's the other aspect that I genuinely hate. They don't consider anything else.
What do you mean?
They consider the loan as your only payment first. So, for example, when you're submitting your tax documents and everything else, how much money you make per year, because that's how if you do an income-driven based repayment plan, that's what
Yeah,
they
it's
do,
like
right?
they're saying what's your gross, and then the first payment is them.
Right. But
Yeah.
it's not about living. It's not about cost of living, anything else. They don't take anything else into consideration at all. And I don't think that that's 100% right. Like, because how are people supposed to live, right? How are they supposed to do everything else? Again, I understand the business model, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're
It's just
predatory.
me being, it was definitely predatory because I remember going through loans and everything else. And I'm like, I don't ever remember seeing a percent rate in terms of interest on any of the forms I ever signed. I know it was there, I'm sure, but
Yeah,
like,
regardless, to your point, does any loan though consider like
well, we get the opportunity And most of the loans, like we get to pick, right? Like when you're doing financial aid, a lot of that stuff is done through the FAFSA website, and they kick it out to you. You don't really get that choice.
When does your first payment start?
It's supposed to start 6 months after you graduate.
Oh, shut y'all ass up, man. Yeah, 6 months after you graduate. Yeah, get on you should have been connected and networking and doing all that stuff then. I don't want to hear none of that, man.
That's
get
a
up out of here.
bold statement.
Regardless of whatever you do, you got to pay interest throughout life.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever
hey,
you do.
There's no interest on loans in the Bible, though.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
no, there was interest. Life interest.
so that was like another key factor. Yeah. And then the third final factor as it relates to college loans is everybody knows working in the public sector, i.e. government jobs and things of that nature, there's PSLF, which is the repayment program of if you make 120 payments, then the rest of your loans are forgiven. Okay. But I think personally what you could do to kind of ease that, and not a lot of people do this, is like if you work for 10 years, because it's 10 years of payments, right? If you work for 10 years in the government, you are putting money back or whatever, and you're making maybe less payments than that, that should be more on the forgiveness range rather than you're making astronomically high payments while also still having to work for the government.
Yeah, I think if you work for the government, like I work for a corporation. If you work at a corporation, they give you perks for working there. You're connected in certain spaces because you work there. So I mean, I can see that part of the forbearance.
Yeah,
like
and I mean, it's just think about it. Like teachers, this is a big thing. Teachers don't make a lot of money. Period. Point blank. This is not up for discussion. Teachers don't make a lot of money right now. Teachers who've been in the game for a while with all the raises, they could. But imagine how many more teachers would take a job if it meant that all they had to do was teach for 10 years and then their loans would be forgiven. We wouldn't have such a crisis related to teacher shortage.
Yeah.
Right. I would have happily gone government for 10 years. Now I'm almost 20 years in, but like I would have happily gone government for that long.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit easier.
I can see that.
But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, FIFA's here. World Cup is here. And Dallas is a host city. So I'm excited about that, man. You guys excited about? Do you guys watch a lot of soccer?
Nope. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm the worst person when it comes to soccer. There's a couple of sports that I find boring to watch.
Hey, watch it.
Baseball's one, right?
Baseball is one of them. Yeah, but I'll watch baseball more than I'll watch soccer.
I like, but damn, my muscles look. Are they?
No, you pulling.
He said I'm dropping his weight.
You in there? You in there in that gym?
God,
that's
in
a
that
light
gym.
flex.
Whoa! I
In
was
that
like,
gym.
is that
me?
a nugget right there?
In that gym. Well,
Wow.
World Cup is here. We are in Dallas. We are a host city. I'm
Oh my
excited about
God,
that.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be nothing but like. Now it's gonna be. Here's the thing about Dallas that people don't know, or DFW in general, people don't know. Our public transportation system is not like other major cities. In other
Is it in
words,
Dallas?
yeah.
Okay, so
Meaning-
dark.
Well, no, it's in Arlington,
which has none. Pretty much.
Oh, I
zero.
thought. Okay.
But I'm saying, like in general, like DFW doesn't have
not at
public
all.
transportation the way other major cities does, right? So like, one of the biggest surprises I'm sure you'll have when you come to Dallas is you'll notice that you're gonna have to Uber everywhere, and the traffic's gonna be insane. So if you are coming to Dallas, make sure you have a travel plan. Trust me. But this got me to kind of spark a couple of debates.
Spark.
What did I
You
say?
said Spark? Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
That was a
Spark.
reach. That was a reach.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Boy, knowing you, that wouldn't
Why
have
does your
to be
fingers even form like that?
Yeah,
What do you do?
yeah. Why is
What
it
do
a
I
roach?
do?
Why is it a
I don't
roach?
do any of it.
Why is it a roach?
Drug test this guy.
So I want to do a couple of would you rathers, maybe, play another debate topic here. But would you rather, keeping the World Cup theme here, would you rather see the underdog win or the alpha dog win in a team sport, specifically if it was your favorite soccer
in a team sport? So
just in general, we're talking about FIFA, obviously,
Yeah,
but
I'm underdog.
because for FIFA, I'd want to know who's the underdog, like what country.
Well, he's just saying in general.
in general,
Yeah.
I'm underdog.
Yeah, underdog.
why the underdog? Why not the guy who you just know is good enough to win?
Well,
But see, there's so many factors. Like for me, if this team is always winning,
What's wrong with
it's
that?
annoying. I know, but it's nothing that's wrong with it. It's just annoying. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm gonna hope that the underdog can finally get a chance and get that dub.
It's like, so the underdog winning their first World Cup, or the legacy team that's going on to their 10th or something like that.
Underdog winning their first is always going to be it's going to be a huge sell too.
Nah, when you say that story, I'm with the 10th.
So like, if I'm Messi and I'm getting my like,
If it's
You know what I'm
messy,
saying?
that's why
Yeah,
if
but
you're getting in that
nickname.
bag. If you're getting in bags,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
with that.
Alpha dog, like the alpha dog story, where I'm like,
Well, I was just thinking, hey, Well, yeah, you're right, because alpha dog means you have multiple.
Yeah, like you're that guy.
100%.
You're chasing down another World Cup, or you're that team and you're chasing down another World Cup, and you got to get through all the stuff to get there again, and you get there again. You know,
Well, I was thinking more like a SGA in San Antonio, kinda.
Yeah.
Not SGA, but OKC. So OKC you would look at them as the alpha dog.
That's right.
I was going for the Spurs, but I actually still like SGA and them. It's just, hey, I already know everybody wants.
Everybody know Wemby
over the
is.
Spurs.
Everybody knows Wemby's.
But right now, I'm going with the Knicks. Everybody expects the Knicks to do whatever. I want the Knicks to win.
You know, this is like the UConn Huskies women basketball team, and then like South Carolina.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like which
exactly.
one you want to see win more?
Exactly.
You want to see South Carolina shine, or you want to see UConn shine?
I was South Carolina.
Yeah, nothing wrong. That's just a debate question.
Facts.
So if you were on the host city committee, okay, host cities in the FIFA World Cup just mean where they're going to host the World Cup and what games will be there for what rounds. But if you were on the host city committee, I want you to name your top host city proposal, and I want you to give me the host city to avoid. If you were the guy making the choices.
Top city.
Yeah, if you're like, ooh, I've always wanted to see the World Cup played here. And then the one that you're
United
like,
States
I
or the
would
world?
never go here. No, the world. It's the World Cup, so any city.
Oh, that's good. Whatever he says, I'm with it.
Oh man, I want to say Beijing, but I also want to say Singapore.
Why Singapore?
Man, the structure and the architecture around there, bro, like
Beautiful.
around their stadium is pure beauty, bro.
I'm
Like
stunning right now.
it's
Yeah, light flex. When you say something like Singapore is like your first, watch it.
Like he really had a headache thinking.
Hey,
Like,
remember
I've been to so many countries.
Just because it's been a few months, don't forget your nickname Travel Hub too.
bro. Look, here's the thing. I've never been to Singapore, but I've seen enough videos and enough of the thing. This is one place that like it is a bucket list flight for me. Like other than the fact that it's literally the world's longest flight is JFK to.
Okay, which city are you avoiding?
Oh, out of all the cities in the
In
world,
the world that you're like, nah, I ain't doing it.
Anchorage.
I'm about to say like, let
The
me
World
go
Cup
hard.
at Anchorage, Alaska. Boy, yeah, I feel you. Come on, what's your city?
I would say, let me go hard and say like Nigeria.
Why?
That's
your
a
top one?
fire. That would be a fire
because
soccer's
I
big
know,
in Africa, bro.
or like a Kenya or something like where I've
Yeah.
heard the infrastructure is pretty nice. I've never been there. Matter of fact, I don't even think I've been outside of Texas. I'm lame, but I heard the infrastructure is nice. Matter of fact, no, forget that. If I had to pick a state in the United States, I would pick Oregon.
As a good place.
As a place to have it. Oregon, bro.
But
is
so you're saying at Oregon
somewhere.
University.
Like we could do Oregon University.
Yeah, well, that's the only place that has that big of a good stadium.
There.
Yeah, but
They don't
not high quality, bro. Not like Oregon's.
He's just shitting on my whole eyes. I can't talk about nothing in this.
I'm trying to.
I can never have free thought here. Like I can never
I'm
say
sorry.
what I want to say.
It's hypothetical.
Yeah, I need to get unstuck by leaving this pod. No, but I would do Nigeria, Kenya. What's some more of
with that.
those? Ghana's.
See,
I'm with
first of all, those are not cities.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm just dumb.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
I
It's
got
fine.
it.
We'll
This
move
is why
on.
you need
We'll
college.
move on. So, for me,
No, he didn't say which one he wouldn't do.
Everything but those.
Yeah. Let's see. Would do. I'm gonna try something so strange. I'm gonna go with so strange. It would be something like the Netherlands. I would
That's
love
not
to.
strange though, bro.
Yeah, I know.
No.
No,
It kinda is.
infrastructure-wise, I
It's
think it would be
yes,
tough
is.
to
But
do
that would be a
because,
beautiful
like,
place too.
yes, but it'd be tough to do. Like, you know, is there transportation that would get people around like this? And
And all the drugs.
yeah, but I would love to see what that looks like to pull up on a game out in the Netherlands and like.
Is this true about the Olympics that they say you can do steroids and PEDs and stuff?
No.
What?
That's
how Russia got kicked out.
I'm about to say.
Yeah,
I was about to say Russia got kicked out for years.
First of all, you're talking about the Olympics. We're talking about World Cup.
No, I heard. No, it's AI, bro. Don't.
Yeah.
So AI told you that you can do
You know how you
PEDs.
be do.
Russia got-
Usually they have a little thing that says AI.
I
edit.
implore you to look up the documentary on Russia.
Yeah,
cheating and
Russia got kicked out.
Well,
They had
I-
to become a whole
And
new country.
and they were cold how they cheated.
Yeah.
Hey,
They said, hey, we're just gonna allow it to happen because it's just an even playing
boy,
field.
the Russians did the movie style stuff. They were pushing the cart by a brick wall, and they removed a part of the brick wall to switch up. Come on, bro.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy. I didn't even see that. I'm gonna have to go look it
Go
up.
watch that. But I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, and I don't care. I've been saying this for years, and I love. First of all, if you're from here, listen to my heart. I love you. I love your accent. I love your culture. I love you if you're from here. This is not about you. This is about your city, and I'm so sorry. but I would never host New Orleans. Can't
I
happen.
knew you were going to say
Yeah,
it.
I can't do it.
I wanted to say it, but I was like,
can't do
he's
it.
already talking.
Yeah,
I want
I
to
can't
cut him
do
off.
it.
I knew you were going to say
I
New
can't do
Orleans.
it. No, why?
I knew
It's
you were
just-
going to say it.
No,
I can see that.
Or Philly. Philly trash.
Stop the
Ain't
disrespect.
nowhere to park.
Now I will keep it a being
We
with
can
you.
argue about parking.
And I'm a Philly Eagles fan, but I can understand that.
Okay, I'm about to say it
can
ain't
understand.
nowhere to park. Hey, let me see if I can squeeze these in 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. All right, and this is all ChatGPT. Is it okay to go on vacation without your partner?
Yes, abso-freaking-lutely.
Damn.
Sorry, I'm single, but
I'm about to say,
but yeah. So I admit I'd never been in a relationship and at going to a vacation at the same time. But I, as an introvert, vacation by yourself is a good thing.
so I will say this: I do have some friends that believe in doing this, and that's fine too. And I don't know that I don't believe in it per se. I just don't like. Vacation's a tough word for me.
That's
I
what I'm about to say.
want to
It
be with my
depends.
wife.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
depends what
Like
type of vacation.
And again, it's not. I get that.
What about
having-
like a guy's trip and
But that
Something quick is different.
That
Like-
okay, because when I heard vacation without, I'm thinking in my mind like me doing something by myself, like me going on a guide trip by myself to some place for a week without my wife. It can happen, and I'm sure it's healthy to do if you feel like that's okay. I just don't want to do it.
yeah, and
know what I'm saying?
I
Like-
agree. I don't think it's for everyone.
Yeah, I just don't wanna do it.
But I do think that it is okay to do.
No, I'm not judging. That's what I just said. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
healthy. I'm sure it's good for people that do it. I personally just want to be with my wife on a vacation.
Like I would want 3 vacations a year. One separate. My partner would go separate, and then we would go on one together.
No, you're good. Hey, my wife's with me. Now, I would like to do 3. And when we say separate, I'm talking about without the kids. You should have asked that
No,
question.
facts. Yeah. Last one is if a restaurant charges an automatic gratuity, should you still tip more? Yes or no?
It depends.
It depends. Yeah,
Yeah,
it depends on the service. I say no unless that service was truly far above and beyond.
I think yes, you should.
Yeah, and
At all times.
By the way, we got a little bit more time because we started a little after, but
Okay.
but this is a good question. I think it weighs in on a couple things. One being the level of restaurant you're at for a reason, because typically those servers are trained at like a luxury pace to understand how to like service their guests at a higher rate. And I'm not saying that waiters at any other restaurant are any less. I don't mean this. There's just certain things that they have to do and be more stringent to in that space. So maybe you do tip a little bit higher. And then if again there's a automatic gratuity, and it doesn't matter the restaurant at this part, that's a lot of people. Usually if they're automatic gratuity, it's because you're there with a group.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that gratuity is going to balance the group, yes, but that individual probably overworked that gratuity, so I'm still going to pay out. But it typically would just depend on the restaurant.
Yeah, it really truly does depend. Like if it's auto gratuity, you already getting that tip, and I know for a fact that it is, that's going to that table or that server
No,
or
I'm
that
still
group of
gonna hit 'em,
servers.
though.
But like
Yeah, I'm still
again,
gonna
like if you did great, especially because we've worked in the food industry. If you did great, especially on like a big table,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you definitely getting more of a tip for sure.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I become a tip.
Stop.
No, not a snob. Whatever the opposite of that is, because of my like I own the restaurant, so I actually have an affinity for anyone.
Yeah, tipping everybody.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. I don't care how bad the service is. You're at minimum getting 20% from me. That's just
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm-
if-
Yeah, I like to. I'm a big tipper too, but like
no, at minimum, even if you're trash. Now I'll let you know about you being trash. Like, hey, that was not a
my letting you know is you getting less than 20%.
Respect.
If anything,
Respect. No
like,
disrespect. I just
sometimes
like
but I'm an introvert. I ain't gonna.
we got. I got to squeeze this one because of FIFA. But who's your favorite soccer player of all time? Professional soccer player.
Ronaldinho.
That's so crazy. I was about to say Ronaldinho.
Oh, man, I don't watch enough.
I love that
but
his clips are circulating again
Thank God.
around social media.
I'm so happy.
All those Nike clips.
I'm
and,
so happy.
Yeah, they're just
Because
I haven't
just grew up
seen
on that.
enough of. But I actually like Messi for what I have seen.
Yeah,
so
Messi and Ronaldo's going to be the
phenomenal.
popular two answers to choose here.
Yeah.
And that's why you.
What's the guy from PSG that we used to let the tall guy starts with an H? Himovich.
I forgot his
PSG,
how to pronounce
PSG.
it.
Himovich, my guy. He's a
Yeah.
tall guy, long hair. He's the guy.
I got one for you guys.
Old boy from Germany with the short haircut, or was it France?
You got to get the
Light
countries
skin?
right.
Yeah, I got to get the country. There's a lot of countries. So.
It's World Cup. It's
Yeah.
coming.
yeah, this is important.
Here we go.
I'm only going for USA.
You can walk- yeah, USA,
hey,
USA,
hey,
USA.
You know
And
it's
it's
in our hood.
You know what else got that? You know what else got that cadence?
Who?
Fly, Eagle.
Oh.
Oh,
Almost. Yeah.
You almost.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, it's okay. I didn't say. I didn't say the fly. I said,
That green.
He was just saying die Eagles. Die.
Yeah, okay. Okay, hold on. I got one for y'all. So when you was a kid, right?
Uh-huh.
What did your rich friend have that let you know they had money?
Oh, this is good. I want to name two things.
Go ahead.
First one's a pool, guaranteed.
Right off the muscle. If you got a pool, you have millions.
You're rich.
And remember, we're kids, so millions to us was like
Upstairs and the downstairs?
That was guaranteed. Because you can see the two-story from the outside.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. But this one was big for me. If they had a refrigerator and they had an ice dispense.
Whoa.
Yeah, when we was growing up, that
I
was
like,
big.
bro,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, that was
Their dad
big growing
making
up.
millions, boy.
Yeah,
You
what
had the
about
ice to.
Oh my
Like,
God.
come on.
And the water?
And it can go crush or solids.
No, because
Yes.
remember initially back in the day it was just the ice when it wasn't the water.
The water, boy.
The water
if they
came a
had
little bit later.
the two
Oh,
where you
my.
can click two buttons. Now, then when they came out the one, you were like, okay, they fooling. They out here trying to stun on the whole world.
Somebody trying to make it happen. What you got, Jeremy?
For me, the pool is for sure.
No, do something else. Two
Okay,
more.
two separate ones. A gated community.
Oh, that's
yeah,
big.
that's off the
That's
hook.
huge.
Okay. And like your own sport court. So
Oh,
like
in the
if you had your
backyard?
own
Yeah,
tennis
yeah,
court or
yeah.
your own basketball court or something like that. Like
Oh, you
And
talking
it
about-
wasn't cement.
See,
It
you-
was like
yeah, it was like
see,
sport
what you're
court.
talking
It was
about,
sport court.
See, what you're talking about is like big money. Big
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Avery.
Yeah, you're talking beyond that even sometimes like
Yeah,
big
yeah,
money. You
big
talking
cash.
about
ATV. That's
Matt
another one.
Bowden.
beyond Bowden.
Bowden.
You talking about money.
I say ATV too.
You had ATV back then. You was a trillionaire. You had ATV. Your dad was doing everything. You had ATV back then, boy. Hey,
Your dad was
you
selling
had
ass.
ATV back then. Say, boy, your dad was. We got to ask.
What
some
was he
questions.
doing?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
ATV back then was
It
crazy
was
work.
crazy work.
For me, because I would say I'm gonna go push back on a couple things. The 2-story thing from outside, that I'm gonna push back. Why? Because there were those houses back in the day that used to have 2-story, but the top story was only that little
Just a
story.
loft.
That's why I-
Yeah.
that's why I said I.
So
But
you
still.
pull up on the 2-story and you'll be like, oh, but you can't do nothing in there. It's just,
I get- yeah, you're
it's-
right,
and it is a straight up and down house, so it really didn't have no space. You feel what I'm saying? So they can fool you in a 2-story house. So that wasn't rich to me. What was rich to me would be stuff like this, like 3-car garage. First of all, you had a garage.
If you had a garage,
Yeah,
period.
first of all, you had a garage.
And it
Then you
worked?
could fit 3 cars, and all of them had 3 car in. Like there was 3 cars inside the house.
Facts.
Game over. I already knew right there. You got tons of money. The other was if you had batteries in your toys, and all of them.
And all of them.
Yeah, when
That
I
was a
pulled
big
up,
deal.
if I went to your toy room and I could play with all your toys
And
they
they all
make
work?
sound.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
like,
Or
oh,
a theater room
Oh
or like a
my
big
God.
entertainment center. A theater room
we
or
had
entertainment
that.
Yeah,
center.
but see,
yeah.
that's what.
Yeah.
Listen, what I'm telling you. You going so far. I'm talking about small things that made me know immediately.
Yeah.
Batteries in all your toys.
Okay, I get you one. Landscaped hedges from the outside.
Game
Yeah,
over.
that's
Well,
game
I don't
over.
know because we kept ours pretty clean.
Nah.
But that was
There's a
us.
certain-
That's
yeah.
rare that people did it on
you
their own.
see, Jose walking out of the yard when you
Yeah,
pulling
if
up.
you had
yeah,
somebody
know.
doing the large yard,
yeah.
that's when you knew.
Hell, I finished.
Listen, when you have somebody doing the yard at that age, that's when you knew.
I
for sure.
finished, Mr. Wool.
Hey, bro, listen, that was a good one. Another good one when they drank milk at dinner. I don't know why this to me was money. When-
Milk is rich people.
remember when you used to go to dinner and they would pull out the milk at dinner? You like,
That's crazy work.
Yeah, that's
bro.
rich
drinking
people
milk at
sauce.
dinner? That's money.
That's
That's money. That was
All right,
good,
man.
though. Good sucky debate.
Yeah, and y'all put in the comments too, man.
Yeah, let us know. Hey, what did y'all do when you were kids? When you pulled up somebody that had some money, what did they have that made you think to yourself, "These people got money"? Put that in the
Damn, you
comments.
Rich.
Yeah, bro. Well, I guess we're at the end, guys. We appreciate y'all for showing up. We ain't got no light work today. Corey's not here.
He not here.
It's unfortunate, but we couldn't do it without him anyway. So I'm happy to.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see him next time. But in the meantime, like he would always say at this point, 2 things I want you to do. Make sure you drink some tea. Which I went and got a little water hot. What do you call them? Little heater?
Kettle.
Kettle. Yeah, I went and got a little kettle because he keep telling me to drink some tea. I started drinking some tea. And the other one, get some sleep.
Okay.
Why?
Just need it.
Because next week we're going to do another episode. We're going to be better. Peace out.
If it's up.
Then it's up.
Hey.
Hey.